Hello traders, welcome back to another one of my videos. Taking a look here at Euro New Zealand. I'm going to be doing a little recording here of my account where I'm going to be taking a swing trade to the downside on this particular position and going to be sharing the logic behind the trade. Start to finish, we'll watch how this trade unfolds, and I'm going to go ahead and keep you guys in the loop as we go forward. Let's go ahead and get into the video right now. Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to another one of my YouTube videos here. My name is Nick, also known as Trader Nick. I make all sorts of trading educational content. I'm also a Forex trader, and I share some of my trades here, start to finish, whether they're a winner or loser on YouTube. Now, if you are not already familiar with my channel, I do kind of both swing trading and day trading. I haven't done a swing trading video yet, just because it's a lot of commitment to come back to my trades all the time and kind of film another segment and explain things from there. But I'm going to do it for this one. This is Euro New Zealand. I just got involved on the sell side. Now, if you're curious what this is over here, this is my expert advisor. Now, it is not some sort of magical printing money machine, but it does help me look for my particular setup. So what I'm looking here for is I am using price action in my swing trades. Now, if I bring it to the daily chart, what you'll see here is that Euro New Zealand here is on a kind of triple top looking kind of formation. Now, if I kind of redraw in some of my technical analysis here, this zone here that I have been pointing out, if we make this red so that it stands out, you can see that this area in red has kind of been a zone that I've been watching. Now, we saw price towards Friday kind of jump up into this zone. Unfortunately, I did not short it towards the end of the close on Friday, but I looked to rather get involved on today, which is a Sunday, on the short side. Now, what you can see here is, again, this is my $9,621 account. This is not my only account. I have multiple accounts, and this is a swing trade that I'm doing, again, using my proprietary tool that I use. Now, if you are not already, I have a VIP service where you can follow along with my trades live, and I kind of go into detail about all of my trades and do analysis there. But basically what I'm going to be doing in this video is talking about why I entered the trade, and we're also going to watch the trade start to finish. You can see I've got a couple other trades right now open. We've closed out some of the profits, and you can see that right now the open profit and loss, we're down 2.39% on this particular account. Nothing really too bad at all. I'm pretty happy with the results that we've seen recently. We grew this account very nicely over time, and so I'm going to be talking a little bit about this trade. Now, you can see, again, in the red zone, we've had a multiple top high. You can see price has been rejected off of this zone multiple times, and last week we did get up into this area and we closed price right around here. Now, I am taking a small short position. I believe it's only a 0.05 lot size position, which is not big at all for this size of an account. However, I trade multiple kind of positions at a time a lot of times, and sometimes I'll even get involved on a second entry. You can see up here, this is another trade up here that I would potentially get involved with. I have pending limit orders set up here in case the price jumps up to that area. Another area that I'm interested in getting involved with. And this is just part of my strategy. I look for major zones and I look for reversals off of supply and demand zones and kind of trade back and forth. Now, my target for this particular trade, you can see, is right here. Now, part of my strategy, it's a little bit complex, and that's also why I've held off on making a video about my swing trades, is because I have a strategy that I back tested and worked quite a bit to build. It involves moving my take profit rather than setting a tight stop loss. I know people are going to look at this and say it's crazy, but again, using very small position size, and this is a strategy that I've used for quite some time successfully over the years, and so it's something that I'm happy with, and I know people will always disagree with you on no matter what you do in trading, so just forewarning. Again, this is something that does not use a stop loss. In fact, I use the take profit to get me out of the particular trade. So I do have my take profit set here, which is set to move. I will move it into different zones until price gets me out of the trade. Preferably for a win, but if not, we'll look to take a loss and manage our losses in another way. Now, a lot of times people will say that, you know, the only way to manage risk is to use a stop loss, or in fact, more specifically, the very popular thing in the industry is to use a very tight stop loss. Now, for some of my day trading, I actually do use a stop loss, and I use a relatively tight stop loss, but for this particular strategy, I don't use a stop loss. Instead, I use very small positions. I look for major zones of support and resistance, and I trade off of those levels. So what I'm doing here on Euro New Zealand is I'm looking for some sort of reversal, and I wanted to also draw in, we'll go back to the 4-hour chart, and my expert advisor clears the chart every time I do that. So that's where my zones are kind of leaving the screen for that reason. Now, if I take a Fibonacci retracement level here and we draw this low to this high, you can see that it lines up really nicely with my take profit zone. Now, if price goes back down, it's just going to grab $42 here on the trade. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but again, a lot of times in my swing trading kind of portfolio or this particular account, I'll be using multiple positions so they can add up over time and can do nicely for the account. So I'm looking to get out on a 50% retracement. What that means is that I'm calling a potential top here on Euro New Zealand. I'm looking to trade the reversal here to see if we can get some sort of pullback. Now, if price goes against me, if price continues going higher, what am I going to do? Well, my trading strategy that I backtested quite a bit calls for me to add a small position to the overall account if price gets stretched to another level that I do like. Of course, from there, I'm not going to rush into getting into another position. In fact, what I find is that oftentimes the best thing to do when a trade goes against me is just to look to adapt and to look to be patient with the particular trade. The thing we say commonly in the VIP team is that we say patience pays, and it really, really does. Over the years I've been trading the strategy, a lot of times the best thing to do is just to wait on price to react. Now, in the meantime, what you can see here over on the on the left side of the screen is that this particular expert advisor that I've built is entirely customized to my trading strategy. It's not something that I sell. It's not something that's available to others because it is entirely built around my specific strategy that I use, which involves a combination of expert advisor, kind of indicators and price and movements, as well as my kind of discretionary price action trading. So it's half automated, half kind of my own trading. So with that said, I'm looking for a short only on this particular currency pair for the time being. Now, why is that? It's because this currency pair pays a positive swap for holding a position on the short side. Why? Well, if you don't know what a positive swap means, it means that you get paid for holding the interest differential between the euro and the New Zealand. So holding this short means I'm selling euros and I'm buying New Zealand dollars, and that results in a positive swap over the time you hold the trade. So I get paid to hold this position short. So literally, patience will be paying along with this trade. Preferably though, we want to see this trade reverse. We want to call this top nicely and we want to see some sort of retracement, maybe back to that 50% level. Okay, traders, a little update here on Euro New Zealand. You can see here on the chart, we are kind of in a nice little move to the downside. Price is just coming off of some recent lows. You can see overall, we were at one point after entering the trade, you can see about 108 pips or so in profit, but still holding on to the trade, looking to get that full take profit if we can. Right now, you can see over on the left side, there's an 82 pip profit open currently on the trade. You can see up just about $25. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're doing a lot of trades, it can add up nicely. And again, I have multiple accounts. So this is just one of the strategies that I run using kind of the combination of the expert advisor over here, as well as my discretionary price action based trading. And you can see we're coming into some levels here to look for, right? We have this zone that I really would like to see price break through. You can see that that is kind of a supportive zone, right? So with that would make sense why we're seeing some sort of response to this area overall. Now, again, if we back up, you can see we're looking at the 1 hour chart. We are in the context of what looks like an uptrend. However, sometimes it's important to get the overall context of the overall market, right? And you can see that if we go to the 1 hour chart and just back up, you can see that this area up here just was a major zone of resistance multiple times. Historically, we saw a lot of response to the sell side. And so going into the trade here, I was not, I was kind of convinced that we could see some sell side opportunities. And that is exactly what we did see. We saw some really nice sell-off in kind of the London session. I was asleep for most of that, but you can see that the kind of price has been moving in our direction. Coming into contact with a major level support would be nice to see that price level break. However, if price does not come down to our take profit, what I will do is I will continue to hold my position. Again, the swap bias saying short, so you can see that overall the the bias or the getting paid to hold this short position makes me more patient, because I'm not afraid to hold this position if it means that I can collect positive swaps in the meantime. So what you can see here is that I want to also mention down below, you can see the number of USD trades, Euro trades, GBP trades, JPY trades, all the different major pairs. What this is going to allow me to do in my own kind of system is I don't want to get too much exposure to one particular trade kind of setup. So you can see I have 2 Euro trades. I have another trade that's a Euro trade open right now, and we have 1 New Zealand trade. That's because this is Euro New Zealand. So I'm exposed to 1 New Zealand pair as well as 2 euro trades, right? So 2 euro positions. So I don't want to get overexposed to any one currency. The name of the game for me, guys, is risk management. That is everything in my trading. You know, the goal here is to manage risk first and to create as much reward potential as possible, but never to make my risk tremendous. So my risk size is very small. You can see, again, the lot size is very, very small on this particular trade. So am I going to make a zillion bucks on this, you know, small account here? No, not necessarily, but I'm going to look to build this account over time. You can see we're still drawn down about 1.86% on the drawdown scale, which is not really terrible at all. You know, usually I like to keep my drawdown under 10%, and I like to kind of manage risk and to build positions over time. You know, my lot size has slowly incremented up over time, which has allowed me to scale this trading account nicely. And you can see, again, looking to get that breakthrough of this structural support here. If we can get that, we'll be down into the take profit zone. Part of the reason I wanted to show this to you guys is that a lot of traders will just show you kind of their demo accounts, and they'll show them making, you know, $10,000 in a day and all that, but they'll never show you a live account. This is a live account that I'm working with. Again, I have multiple live accounts. I use different strategies, but I dedicate an account to each kind of style of my trading. And so this is one of the accounts that I use for my swing trading strategies. And you can see it's got about $9,000 or $9,600 there in the balance. And we're working to grow this account on a regular, you know, scale, even if it just means a couple percent per month. That's okay for me, because building that account over time is not something that I'm looking to do, you know, snappy. It's not going to happen quickly. I'm going to build this account at a low risk rate over time. And that's kind of my trading style, as I look to do more of the conservative style. And I know that's not for everybody. I know everybody wants to make that quick bucks. But for me, this is not a game of kind of quick money. This is a game of until I'm 80 years old. If I make it, fingers crossed, that's what I want to be doing, is growing accounts over time and scaling bigger positions over time. So I've been able to build this trade account pretty nicely. I know that I don't use a stop loss in this particular strategy. That's why I've held off on sharing this strategy, because I know there's going to be backlash. I know there's going to be people who say, oh, you should never not use a stop loss. That's rule number 1. Well, listen, just a quick little update. Not that everybody has to use no stop loss, but if everybody tells you you have to do something in trading, don't listen to that, okay? Stop loss should be optional based on your strategy, based on your back testing, based on your experience in the market. For me, no stop loss and small positions on this particular trading style with, you know, a way to manage risk has been extremely effective over time. And that's why I continue to trade it. If you'd like to follow along with my trades as they happen, again, there's a link down below in the description. You can sign up to be a member. I'll be back with an update on this trade pretty soon. Quick little update here on Euro New Zealand. We're still looking at the 1 hour chart. You can see we're trading underneath the black line that we did draw, which was a significant structure support. It'd be great if we could see this price break through and get some flush to the downside. We might see some continuation towards our take profit. Looking pretty solid right now. You can see up about 95 pips on the trade, so not bad at all. Floating around $28, $29 of profit on this particular trade. Again, I have other trades open that I've been working with and trying to grow this account through kind of many trades, taking small profits and building and compounding the account over time. Now, what we do see here is Euro New Zealand is making a move to the downside. Lots of bearishness this morning, which is great as the market just opened yesterday. Today is Monday. Yesterday was Sunday evening when my time the market opened. And so what I'm going to be doing here going forward is I'm going to look to see if price can get us out of the trade. Again, this is a swing trade, so usually I don't look at the charts this much, but for the sake of making this video, I want to give you guys a little bit of an update. We're looking to get out of the trade at $43 of profit here, but if it does not end out that low in the session, what I will do, or what my expert advisor will do, is will help me find a level to move the take profit to based on, again, the structure that I look for, which is structuring the market as well as supply and demand zones, as well as overbought and oversold levels. All of those things go into what makes my strategy the way it is. People ask me all the time, Nick, what's your strategy cut and dry? And there is not really one that's just a perfect pinpoint way of saying it. I can't explain it to you in 3 bullet points. It's more than that. It does involve supply and demand. It involves oversold and overbought. And I give analysis and updates about this stuff live in the VIP team if you'd like to learn more about what I do in the markets. Now, is this a perfect trading strategy? Absolutely not. There's always times where you have to deal with pain and struggle no matter what trading strategy you use. But let's see how Euro New Zealand turns out. We'll see if we have to adjust the take profit from here, or if the price is going to roll over and give us that nice little target that we've been working towards. Euro New Zealand is making a move to the downside here. You can see up about 113 pips here overall. Not bad at all. Floating around $35 of profit on this particular trade. We did break that area of support that we had talked about. You can see price did stall there. we saw some sort of consolidation before price initially or eventually broke through that level, and now even breaking through this recent structure low as well. This is pretty bearish for us for the time being. This is looking pretty good for the trade. Overall, a great little trade so far on Euro New Zealand. Pretty confident that we'll see some sort of continued rollover, and if so, we'll get out of the trade for a nice profit. If the price does start to reverse, there's no big deal. We'll look to adjust the target of the position and allow the market to kind of flow the way it wants, and will be adaptive. The name of the game when I'm doing my strategy here on the swing trade side is to be more reactive rather than predictive. A lot of times people will look at the market and they'll say, you know, from here, there's this reason and this reason, it has to go up from here. Well, this strategy that I've built here is a little bit more reactive in the sense that I have a kind of a bias about which way the market may go, and I'm going to work with a zone. However, if the market acts some other way, then I'm going to react, or I'm going to work with the position to overall close some sort of profit, or in some cases a loss or a controlled loss, right? So I'm not using a stop loss here, so I have to use other methods to protect the trade from getting out of hand, such as moving a dynamic kind of take profit to an easier to achieve level, kind of a more realistic level. This kind of reduces some of the noise and is why I love to use dynamic exits in some of my swing trading. Seeing price break through the lows here nicely, we'll see if we can get some continuation. We're about, what is that? About 20 pips from the take profit or so. So we'll see if the market can close out. You know, we have a couple more hours in this session. We'll see how price can close out here in the New York session on Euro New Zealand. If not, again, we'll be looking to adapt with the trade, and I'll get back to you guys with an update soon. All right, traders, so Euro New Zealand just closed out for a nice profit there. Overall, a beautiful trade to the downside. You can see this is where we got in. You can see the trade closed out just here shy of, what is that? The overall move was about $37 there of profit, so not bad at all. Of course, we didn't get the full take profit, and that is because the expert advisor here over on the left determined that the kind of end of the day had come, and part of my system is that at the end of the day, the trades will reevaluate and the new take profit will be generated. Now, here's the thing. I also kind of watched this to make sure that it comes at a reasonable level, and I also watch the price action, the supply and demand zones, just as I had mentioned earlier in this video. Now, overall, the expert advisor closed out the profit here. This was also updated and sent to VIP members so that they know that I am no longer in the trade and that I have taken profits on this particular Euro New Zealand short. So great little trade overall, kind of a little bit different than my day trades. I know they're a little bit more complex using the swing trading that I do. This is a system that I've developed over the years, and this is something that really does fit my style, looking for those kind of adaptive plays in the market. I am definitely a believer that overall the market is not something that can be perfectly predicted, but rather for me, adapting with trades is a great way to kind of generate high probability win rates, although you have to deal with some of the losers sometimes. And maybe in another video in the future, I'll be showing some of a loser and what it looks like and how my system and I will kind of deal with a losing trade in this scenario. So great little trade here, $37 of profit. I'll lock that in for the day. Not too bad at all. I think the trade was just about 24 hours long, so not bad at all, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you next time.